Hello and good morning, my Nintendo fans. Welcome to part 2 of Nintendo Switch first and third party games. Brought to you by Phoenix 1987-20. I'm going to continue with the video that you previously just watched. I'm going to start off with 2K games. 2K games have supported Nintendo since the get-go, bringing you a lot more sports games. A couple of their classics like Bioshock the collections. You got Borderlands Legendary Collections. You got XCOM 2 the collections. Since they got their new license on the PGA Tour games, you're seeing 2K21, which just came out. You got all the basketball games from 2K18 and on the Switch. WWE 2K18 did come out, but 19 and up hasn't due to just it wasn't a good game all around. They had to switch developers and stuff like that. I know 19 and 20 came out for the PS4 and the Xbox One, but there's a decent amount of games. Plus, you got, like I said, you got the NBA 2K Playground, which hopefully plays like NBA Jams or one of those classic old basketball games there. And 2K continues, and they're talking about bringing a lot more games to the Nintendo Switch because they find working on the Nintendo Switch very fun. Now we're going to go with this company, which has produced a lot of decent games for Nintendo Switch. We got the classic Doom 1, 2, and 3, and Doom 64 for the Switch. We got Doom that came out there not too long ago, a few years back, for the PS4 on Nintendo Switch, and it was beautiful in my opinion, and that's my opinion. We got Doom Eternal that's being announced, release date here at any time. We got Fallout Shelter. Put a couple 100 hours in that game. That was fun. We got Skyrim. I know Skyrim's came out on the PS3, got remastered for the PS4, but for a lot of us, we weren't able to didn't play Skyrim until it came out on Nintendo Switch, and it's an awesome game. We got Wolfenstein 2, and we've got Wolfenstein Youngblood. I haven't played it my personal self, but what I read is not a bad game. So we got the shooters right here. We got your RPGs right there. We got another shooter adventure game right there. So there's stuff for the Nintendo Switch. So hearing that Nintendo Switch has no games, people just not looking hard enough because there's lots of games. And we're gonna go into Blizzard Entertainment, which is a PC. Started off as a PC development company, and has slowly started making games for consoles. Now they don't release games as often as other developers. They'll re-release games and work out more DLC to keep the consumer playing that game until they're ready to release. You see major games come from these companies 5, 6, 7 years apart from each other. Right now, Blizzard actually only has 2 games for the Nintendo Switch. Diablo Eternal Collection, which has all the DLCs that you could want for it. Overwatch, and they've already announced Overwatch 2 coming to the Switch and upcoming consoles, so we're going to have to wait and see what they say. I'm also going to throw at you guys honorable mentions. We got all these companies here, plus more companies. And we got Epic Games for Fortnite on the Switch. We got Minecraft, Activision with their remakes and their trilogies of older games, bringing them, refreshing them to the Switch. We got the Crash Bandicoot same trilogy. We got Spyro the trilogy, Crash Team Racing, all classic games. Still plays the same way, just upgraded graphics. And then we got THQ, who's actually got a lot of games for the Switch and have brought so much. Some of these games are only found on the eShop, but some of these games, get them while they're hot because they're going like hotcakes. And SpongeBob SquarePants Battle of Bikini Bottom Rehydrate is a remaster, but it's moving on the Switch because everybody says the Switch is a kid's console. It's a universe console. Kids, grandparents, there's stuff out there for everybody. And trust me, my little ones keep bugging me for this SpongeBob SquarePants. I might have to go get that, just like I got Paw Patrol for the Switch. They love it. The Switch is doing amazing things. And no, the Switch is not just a console for people to spend endless hours. Switch is actually a very educational machine if done right. Now, I'm going to get on to my last page because you're saying, you've done 2 videos. Where's the first party games? All I've seen was third party games. I'm going to get on to the big Nintendo right now. Nintendo has a lot of games, a lot more than I actually thought that they had for the Nintendo Switch. Excuse me, Mary. But not only are these first party games, some of the games were created by third party games that Nintendo gave a license to make it exclusive or for them to put out certain games with their certain spin on it, but also solely only for the Nintendo, which is actually very interesting on how third-party games were able to adapt to the way that Nintendo wanted their narrative of the games. But you can see, like, we got Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, we got Mario Kart 8, we got Splatoon 2. Everybody kills that game. There's so many tournaments that they do. We got Poké Tournament, we got Fire Emerald, we got Super Mario Odyssey, which is, you can sink a decent amount of hours on it. Doesn't matter if you're a kid or if you're somebody that grew up on the original Super Mario, the game's challenging, and it's gonna challenge everything. It's gonna challenge with puzzles, it's gonna challenge with reading, it's gonna challenge you everywhere. And if you want a good old classic RPG, you got Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we got 1 down here somewhere. If you want a good old fighting game, we got the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which brings everything in the series from the N64 all the way up onto one game. We got sports game like Mario Tennis Aces. We got party games like Super Mario Party. Oh, what else do we got? We got Donkey Kong Country. Gotta love that. And if you're creative with your kids, Nintendo even got games like the Nintendo Labo. Like, everybody thought this was a joke, but the Labo kits are very interesting and how you're able to set up, interact, because you can buy a Nintendo Kit Labo for the Super Mario Go-Karts and drive it like you're driving a motorcycle. Trust me, my little one bugs me for it. I keep telling him, no, not right now until he gets a little bit older. They've got exercise games on the Switch. Now, oh, we got more games. Look at that. They've even came out with a VR kit. Nintendo Switch has a VR kit, and more games are starting to use the VR kit, which is very interesting. Heck, they even got a developer game, Super Mario Maker 2. You create your own levels, create your own worlds, post it up on the internet, have other people play your levels that you designed with the tools that Nintendo allows you to use. We got classics being remade from the Game Boy, like The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening. It's a Game Boy game. If you didn't play it on the Game Boy, the game got lost. Nintendo said, you know what? Let's refresh that. Let's give that. We're going to aim it at everybody again. Heck, we get Ring Fit Adventure, which is an awesome game. And you play the game, but you're working out, and you know that you're doing an exercise or working out because the game's that fun. You have a brain teaser, brain training for Nintendo Switch. Remember Brain Age that came out on the Nintendo DS? Same thing, just upgraded. New things to test how you use your brain. How often do you stress and exercise your mind? A lot of people get lazy and they don't do that. They end up forgetting. Play this game. You'll love it. They brought back classics. They remastered different games. They gave us new and exciting games. They they're taking Paper Mario into a whole different direction. Made it fun for people. They're breaking out of their norm. They're giving their licenses to third-party developers to create games for their consoles, solely for those consoles, and it's working. My daughter plays Tetris 99 all the time on the Nintendo Switch, and she loves interacting with other players around the world and how fun of a challenge. So we got games. Nintendo Switch got games, and I can continue with 5, 6, 7 more videos on just games alone for the Nintendo Switch. And that's not getting into their indie games that are on the Nintendo eShop. There's a lot of eShop games out there by independent developers that are selling like crazy. That's taking the world by storm. I'd be here for days if we're going on that. Nintendo has a lot of games for their console, so it bugs me to hear Nintendo Switch has no games. No, you're just too lazy to open your eyes, people. Look around. They have a lot of games. Oh, Nintendo has nothing but ports on their son. No, they don't. As a matter of fact, the number one selling game for the PS4 is Grand Theft Auto 5. Guess what, guys? It came out on the PS3, got ported to the PS4. Now they're going to port that again onto the PS5 and the Xbox X Series. So we're going to argue with ports all day. Every company has the same amount of ports. It's how games were taken from past generations to relive fun for the new generations. What I grew up on and what my children grew up on gaming wise, I love to see them sit back and play one of my classic games that was remastered from my childhood to bring back those memories to me when I was a child. So I want to thank you all for supporting and watching these videos. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed these videos. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below, and I'll get back to you in a few days with my next video. Peace.